to edit posts, first we will create the component to edit a post. I'll go to posts and I'll create edit posts.view. Then the component is almost similar to what we have in create. So I'll grab create posts and paste it here. Then I'll change the text at the top from create posts to edit. Okay, after that I'm going to register this component. So we'll go to index, and at the top, let's go ahead and register it. That will be edit posts. Okay, so we've imported it. Let's go ahead and register it. So I'll grab the edit categories. Then I'll change this to posts. Then we are not using an ID, but a slug. And this change it from edit categories to edit posts. And that is done. Now let's go to dashboard, post list view. So this is where we are displaying this, and we want to use a router link for this edit instead of an anchor tag. Here I'll have a router link. Then the text is edit. Let's grab this class. And now we no longer need that anchor tag. Then let's define where this is going to. And our route name is edit posts. And our params was it is a slug. Then we want to pass the post slug. So post dot slug. Let's see if this is working. Come back here, click edit, it's working. So we are able to go to this URL and we have the slug. So let's use this slug to fetch that post and populate the details here. Okay, so we'll come here, and the good thing is that we already have that API in our single blog where we were fetching a single post. So it's here. We will just grab it and reuse it in our edit posts. So when mounted, we'll add it here. Yes, after this. And then we will change this to fields. So that, remember, we have this data property of fields. So we get whatever we get, we fill in that object. Okay, let's see if that's working. I'll do a refresh. No, it's not working. Let's see why. API post, this slug, yeah, because we don't have this slug. So let's accept it as a prop. So props, and that is slug. I think now it should work. And a refresh, and yes, it is, but we don't have the image and the category that was selected. So let's fix that. So if we scroll up where we have our preview, here it is. So we have this source, then URL. Then if we go to URL, we can see that at this point it's an empty string. So to get that path, we will go to where we are fetching the post here. Now I want to use another statement, so we will have to use these curly braces. And that other statement will be this .url. We will set it to response .data dot data dot image path. Then remember, this is not an absolute path, so we will add a slash here, then plus that. Save. Let's see that. And yes, we have our image. Let's fix the category ID. So here, if we check our network, let's see this. Okay, I will refresh. Then this is our API. So if you check in the headers, that is API posts, then the slug. Then in our response, we can see that we are not getting a category ID. So let's go to our post resource and add that. So post resource, here we can add our category ID and change this to category ID. Now if we come back and refresh, we have our category selected. And I think that's all. We have everything that we need. So now we need to edit it. Let's go back here. And to edit, the logic will be the same, but we will use a different approach. And that's because we want to use put. But if you use the... Okay, what happened? If you use the put method here, it will not work because we have an image. So we will need to use the form data object so that we can hide the put method. So I'll grab the code for that, then I'll explain. So we will replace this submit. Come here and here. Yeah, here's my submit. And I'll replace this. So here what we are doing is that we are going to use the form data object. Then you have this constant. Then for the title, we will append to the form data, we'll append the title. So we'll take this dot fields dot title. Then we will append the category ID, which is this dot fields dot category ID. Then for the image, we have two options. Either a user can provide an image, or they might not provide an image. So if they don't provide an image, we don't want to send something to the server so that we save the previous image. So here we will check if this dot fields. So remember, when getting the file, we first have to insert something, and then let me scroll up to walk you through this. The file, so you need to select something, then we call the grab file method, and then when we call the grab file method, that's where we are going to create the file. But at this point, we've not selected anything, so we want to check if this dot fields dot file is not provided. Sorry, it's provided, it's true. We need to append the file, and it will be this dot fields dot file. But if they do not provide anything, so this will not be executed, and we will not send any file to the server. Then in the server, we will check if they've not provided a file, we will keep the previous one. Then after that, the body is the same. We just append body, which is this dot fields dot body. Then we need to append this method put. Then here we are going to make a post request, but when it gets to the server will know that our intention was not to make a post request, but a put request. Then here we have API posts, then we will pass the slug, and then we will send our form data, which we will have our put method. And in the server, the put method is what will be used. And as before, in the headers, we pass the content type, multi-part form data, because we have an image. Then if the response is clear, is is successful, we will emit this event and we will see what that does. Then we will redirect the user to the dashboard posts list. Then we are emitting this so that we can be able to show the success message for editing a post. That's the whole idea of using this. So let's go ahead and listen for this event. I'll grab it. Let's go to our root component. So that is root, that is up. Before we do that, I think we can make that API request. Yeah, I think that will be easier. Then we'll come and deal with this later. So let's go ahead and create this, the API. We'll go to our API. And I'll grab this. And now we are going to posts / our slug. So post, and we specify that it's a slug. We specify that Laravel should compare it with the slug column. Then post controller, let's use update here. Okay, then let's go ahead and create that update method. So controller post controller. Then for the update method, I'm going to grab that and then I'll walk you through. Okay, so this is what is happening. We have our post since we are passing a slug. Then we are going to request validate as before, the title, the file, the body, and the category ID. But for the file, it will be different. So it can be nullable, since a user might decide not to update their image. But in case they do, that it must be an image type. Then after that, we request the title, we request the category ID. Then for the slug, as before, we use the string slug method, and then we pass the post ID. Now we have the post ID. We don't need to create it since we have a post here. Then we request the body, and then here, let me first import this. We are supposed to use the file facade, and then I'll explain. So file facade. Here, this is what is happening. If request file is true, so it means the user has uploaded an image. We don't need to keep the previous image. So file delete, we take post, and then the image path, we delete the previous image. Then we create a new image path. And it's the same thing that we did when storing a post. Then the post image path will be equal to this image path. So we update it to something new. But if that doesn't happen, this will not be executed if you don't have a file, and the post image path will remain the original one. Then after that, we go ahead and save it. So post title, we update it, category ID, slug, body, and save the posts. And that's it for that. So now we can go back to our edit and work on the success message. Where is that? So here it is. So we are emitting this. So let's listen for that event in the root component. App.view. Then in our router view, here we will have at this. Then we will call the same method, and here I'm going to use kebab case. So we'll have show in small letter, then success. Okay, let's go ahead and call this method show edit success. Our methods, where are they? Here they are. And now what we want to do is that we want to pass a prop to the dashboard post list view. that will determine whether to show a success message for editing or not. So what we will do, we'll come here and we will create a property first, so we can call it edit success, and by default we will have it as false. Then when this is successful, meaning that the post was edited successfully, we are going to change edit success to true. Edit this dot edit success to true. So we need to pass this as a prop in our router view so that it's available in the dashboard post list. So we come here, let me grab this, edit success, and we'll pass it here as a prop. So I'll say edit success is the same as the edit success property. So originally it will be false, but if the edit is successful, this will change to true. So let's pass this prop. So we'll go to our dashboard post list, which is a child of the app component. So we can pass it as a prop. Then here we will accept it. So props, and it's this one. And then up here, let's copy this and update this to post edited successfully. And we will only show this if this edit success is true. So change this to edit success, and that's it. Let's see if this is working. So we'll come here, do a refresh. We are all good. So let's change this one to updated, change the file as well to that one with tech, change this to entertainment, and change this one, let's add something, updated. Okay, let's submit and see what happens. It didn't work. Let's see why. Click here. Okay, let's see the response. So method put is not supported for this route. Supported methods get, head, and post. Okay, let's see our routes. What do we have there? API. So here we have post. Let's change it to put. Then save. Okay, let's try that again. Update. I'll clear this. Updated. Change the image. Okay, change this to entertainment, and then this to updated. Let's see. And yeah, post edited successfully. We can see the title is edited. We go there, we see it's updated, the file is changed, the category is changed, and the body is changed. And that's it for this lesson. In the next lesson, I don't know what we're going to do. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.